Members of his family ran out of court in tears as the jury was shown footage of the moment two men allegedly ran down the British soldier Lee Rigby in the middle of an ordinary South London street. Moments later, said prosecutors, they hacked him to death with a cleaver and knives. And just to warn you, there are some extremely distressing images in this report by our Home Affairs correspondent Simon Israel.
The moment they had dreaded. Lee Rigby's mother and family arrived at court for the start of the trial, a trial they may not be able to sit through until the end. Her son was killed, the jury was told, because he was a soldier, a drummer in the Royal Fusiliers. On May the 22nd, he was not in uniform, but in a Help for Heroes hoodie, carrying a kit bag over his shoulder. Much of the detail of what happened here, the court was told, is not in dispute. The 25-year-old Fusilier was heading back to his barracks. As he was crossing this road, a car accelerated into him, mounted the pavement, then crashed into this road sign. Two men then got out of that car, wielding knives and a meat cleaver. In the car was Michael Adebolajo, who's named on the indictment as Mujahid Abu Hamza. He was the driver. 22-year-old Michael Adebawali, who goes by the name Ismail bin Abdullah, was the passenger. This was the moment the prosecution said they ran drummer Lee Rigby down. CCTV picks up the Fusilier crossing the road from the right. The car was travelling at 30 to 40 miles an hour when it hit. The footage, including the impact, was played to a silent courtroom. It was filmed by this corner store's camera. Its shopkeeper, the court was told, saw the impact and shouted at the accused, "Don't kill him," but they did not listen. But beyond the range of the CCTV camera was the graphic detail witnessed by those who looked on in sheer horror. Parts of their testimonies read out in court describe the actions like a butcher attacking a piece of meat and an horrific, frenzied attack. The jury were told Lee Rigby's body was dragged into the middle of the road. Then Michael Adebolajo spoke to the assembled crowd, inviting witnesses to record him or take pictures.
We have killed this man today is because Muslims are dying daily by British soldiers. And this British soldier is an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth.
But the prosecutor, Richard Whittam QC, told the jury this was no justification.
Killing to make a political point, or to frighten the public to make a political point, or to frighten the public to put pressure on the government, or as an expression of anger, is murder and remains murder, whether the government in question is a good one, a bad one, or a dreadful one.
The prosecution said there is no defence of moral or religious justification. An eye for an eye or a tooth for a tooth, he added, suggests revenge or retaliation. And in the context of this case, he said, that's murder. The jury were then told how the defendants waited for the police to arrive, then ran towards the vehicle carrying the first armed team to the scene. One was brandishing a knife, the other an unloaded revolver. Both were shot, fell to the ground, and were then administered first aid. The two deny charges of murdering the Fusilier and of conspiracy to murder a police officer. Tonight they return to Belmarsh Prison. Day 2 of this trial will be on Monday.